welcome to another video. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at how to create this spinner, which is usually used when loading a screen or whatever, but we're just going to concentrate on how to create the animation itself. So we're going to go over to the top here. I've already created a folder, loading spinner. In here we're going to create an index.html and also a styles.css. If we go to the index, scroll in a bit, the old exclamation, tab, and let's give it animated spinner. And let's link to the style sheet, styles.css. Save that, open live server. We should see a blank screen. Good. Right, there's not much in the way of HTML. In fact, all we need to put here is a class called container, and in there we're going to put a class spinner. And when I say class, I obviously mean a div with a class of, and that is going to be it for that. So we need to go over to the styles. Now, you probably, if you've seen my videos before, you'll know where I'm going next. I'm going to do the old resets with the padding 0, margin 0, box sizing, border box, so paddings don't change the size of any elements. In the body, I'm going to change the background color to 222. Like so, and because we want to center the spinner, I'm going to give the body a vertical height of 100 viewport height. That doesn't stand for vertical height, it's viewport height. Go to display flex and align items center, justify content center. Okay, so let's get on to the container. So remember, the container is exactly that. It's just where we're going to put the spinner. So we're really using the container to really contain it. Stupid as it sounds, that's what it's for. Display flex, align items center, justify content center. I'm going to give this a width of 200 pixels and a height 200 pixels, and going to give a background color of let's pick brown for a minute. So as you can see, it's not in the middle. So why would that be? Line items, justify content. That's why. See, it's all very well having emit, but if you tab on the wrong thing, it can cause little errors like that. And if we had loads of code here, then that would have been hard to find, probably. Anyway, just keep an eye on that. Right, for the actual spinner, let's load this up. The spinner border, because that's what it actually is. So let's say dot spinner right, display flex align items, center, justify content, center. I want this to be a width of 100 pixels and the same height, obviously, because we want it to be a circle, so therefore we're going to do a border radius of 50%, so it's then a perfect circle, and then we're going to do border is 3 pixels solid cyan, and now you can see the circle. But as you can see in the example, we don't want a complete circle, so what we're going to do is remove what we don't want. So we're going to say border top. We're going to give it the same width, 3 pixels. In fact, yeah, let's just do that. 3 pixels solid transparent, just so it doesn't create any inconsistencies. As you can see, the top's missing now, so we need to do the same for the bottom. 3 pixels solid transparent, and there we go. So we also need a position of relative, because we're going to use the pseudo before and after elements to create the dots, and obviously we want an animation which we're going to call spinner. We're going to spin it over 1.5 seconds, infinite, spell that right, and in a linear fashion. Save, and obviously it's not going to spin because we haven't created the animation yet. So I suppose we could do that now, couldn't we? So let's do that. Let's go down here a bit. Say animation. Right, so for an animation you always start with an @ symbol, keyframes, and the name of the animation. So we called it spinner, so there we go. Open with curly braces. So at 0%, we want to say transform rotate, and we want that at 0 degrees. So this is basically the starting position and a scale of 1. So basically as it is. So let's leave that like that. And then we can move on to 50%. So halfway through, we want the same, but we want it to rotate to 180 degrees and 0.5 in scale, so it halves in size when it gets to 180 degrees in rotation. And then we can go to 100%, do the same again, but this time it's going to be 360 degrees, and the scale is back to 1. Save that, and as you can see, it's doing exactly what this is doing. We're just missing the dots. So why don't we put them in? In fact, let's stop the animation for a minute. Do you know what? I've just done that on the wrong screen. Fool. Anyway, Okay, let's do this. So what do we want to do? The dots. Let's note that up. So we want to again reference the spinner, but we want to add an after element and a before. It makes sense to do them the other way around, doesn't it, really? So let's do that. Doesn't matter, but you know, just because I'm a bit weird, I'm doing it this way. So I'm putting them together because they share a lot of the same properties. So content for both of them, nothing. Display block, both gonna be 10 pixels wide and 10 pixels high, and they're both gonna have border radius of 50% to make them round, and they're both going to have a background colour of cyan. What have I done here? There we go. And I also want a position of absolute, because they're going to be absolutely positioned relative to the actual spinner here, its parent, if you like. And I also just want to put a Z index on there of 2. Right, as you can see, they're both bang in the middle. So we need to position them now. So now we can separate them out. Spinner, before. Then we're going to say right, 7 pixels, and top, 10 pixels. Save. There goes one. And for the other one, spinner after. We're going to position that. Let's move this up a bit. Going to position that left, 7 pixels, and top 10. So basically the same values as before, but reversed, if you get me meaning. In fact, before should be bottom. There we go. See if I put top there, see it's moved to the top, but I don't, I want bottom. So there you have it, and if we go up to here and uncomment that, off it goes. And if we then go up to here and make this container transparent, you have the whole effect, and we're done. I've got a load more spinners I can do. I mean, once you've got the idea, you can get creative, get a town on it, and do whatever you want. But I might do some more in the future, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want to see other designs, and I'll put some up. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.